Okay, day 7. Down dog in the plank. I was fucking thirsty today. We just did 3 hours. 3 hours of class. So I found out I was booking my trip for Florida for Worlds. And last time I was down there, I hung out with my buddy Tim from back in the day. He lives down there now. And he told me to let him know anytime I wanted a place to stay in Florida, hit him up. So I was looking at hotels, and then I remembered that he said that. I was like, oh man, I'll get a hold of Tim. I've known Tim since I've known him my entire life. I have memories of him from like 4th and 5th grade. But we didn't start really hanging out and being friends until like 9th, 10th grade. And he became one of my closest friends. He was the guy that had the house where you could do anything you wanted. And he was the guy that knew all the girls in our school. Not so much in our school. All the schools around our school, not in our school. It's weird. I don't know. It worked out. But we could do anything we wanted at Tim's house because Tim lived with Pop Pop. Pop Pop was like I think he was a World War II Army veteran or something. Pop Pop would sit there on his front porch, smoking a cigar and polishing a revolver. We'd be running around smoking cigarettes. There was a 4-wheeler track. Sometimes a Ford Explorer ramp turned into. We had a fire pit that you could fit 2 cars in. It wasn't like a farm, but it was a lot of land out in the middle of the country surrounded by fields where there was a 4-wheeler track, a burn pit, he had like a wood shop and a sawmill, like a big mechanic garage with a engine hoist in it. Like we could do anything out there. But Tim would always have groups of girls come over to his house. I don't know how he pulled it off, but he would always have like a group of girls come over to his house, and he would either call like me and Mar, we'd all hang out, or he'd call like Ford and Gracie, they'd all hang out, or all of us would come over and hang out sometimes. I think just about everybody ended up messing around with Forty's sister though. He took it well. Big fun to get up. Tim's pap was always out buying stuff for getting deals on things or something. I don't know. He was always looking for an opportunity. The one time he came home with like a whole trailer, like people live in, like a trailer. He bought one for real cheap from a guy. It's slippery today. Tim's pop came home with this trailer. And Tim had one of his, we had like a little party or whatever the one night. And the next morning, me and his cousin Eric were like outside exploring the trailer. I think we just went inside of it to look around and see what was inside of it. And all of a sudden, when Tim was outside the trailer, like Tim lived in a farmhouse, he just had this trailer sitting on their property. But then Tim's outside of it, these three girls, me and Eric are inside exploring, and then all of a sudden a rock comes flying through the window. Me and Eric are like, oh shit, you know, Tim's fucking crazy. This cop just bought this trailer, he's throwing rocks through the window. Power-ups. They're like, that Tim, man, he's crazy. He threw a rock through the window. Well, then a barrage of rocks started coming through the window. Like him and Tim and the three girls all started throwing rocks. And then just like random stuff they could find, like car parts and things. And me and Tim were hiding behind, or me and Eric were hiding behind the power-ups. We were hiding behind like this kitchen counter, just waiting for them to stop because it was empty. I guess we could try and gather up some of the rocks they threw in at us and throw them back at them. But that wasn't gonna work because there was more rocks and stuff coming in where they threw the rocks at us. So then we tried to make our way to the bathroom, like in a tornado, you know. They say you should make your way to like an inner room with no windows. So we're trying to like crawl down this hallway as they're throwing rocks through all the windows and everything at us. And then a chainsaw came flying through the wall, like right in front of us. They threw a chainsaw at us. We're just like, what is happening right now? But eventually they relented. And you know, we had a pretty good time out there at Tim's. Push-ups already. All right. I would walk out to his house in the middle of the night through the country, like through the dark forests and country, dark roads and stuff. I'd walk like 8 miles just to get out to his house. It was always a good time. Eighty. 102. I didn't even feel worn out. I just trained for 3 hours, went for a run before that. I didn't think I was going to get 100. I know they weren't perfect reps. I worked for them. This one time I was living out at Tim's, and my girlfriend would come over on the weekend. We'd all hang out. Oh, Pop though. This dude was like 90 something. Or like about 90 at the time or something. I don't know. They're around there. Pop. My girlfriend came over. He gives her his blue sapphire dolphin bracelet. He's like, a girl as beautiful as you deserves some jewelry or something. He starts flirting with her. I'm like, all right, man. And then he's like, oh, Justin, I need you to go out to the shed and get me something out of the shed. I was like, what? He's like, just go out there, get something. Go out to the shed. You'll know what to get. I'm like, what? I live with the guy, so I can't say no. But I'm like, man, this sucks. This dude's getting my girl some jewelry and then sending me off on business. Pop had a girlfriend who was like 40 years old or something, like 50 years younger than him. Man, I'm slippery today. He got mad at that girl because he found out she brought over pet mice or something. He's like, why in the hell are you bringing mice into my house? He's old school. Why would you want pet mice? Side plank hip raise. One time Pop pulled a gun with Andy because Tim told Pop that Tim bought a car, but I think Andy actually bought the car. It was in Andy's name, or Andy, I don't know, they had a fight and Andy wanted the car back, and Pop didn't know what was going on, but he knew that there was a car on his property, and Andy came and took it with a trailer. Pop was like, no, you're not. So he pulled a gun with Andy, and Andy like backed up. Started walking away. 25 seconds, come on. Andy walked up to this family who's having a barbecue. You know, little kids running around, friends over and stuff. Barbecue. Backyard. And Andy's like, I got a gun. And the family's like, holy shit. And they all just ran away from him. And Andy was scared, you know, he fucking had a gun pointed on him. But he meant to say, like, I've got a gun pointed at me, you know, help or something. But all that came out was, I've got a gun. So the people ran away and called like the state police. At the time, Andy was like a state officer of some sort. So Pop was gonna be in jail until he's like 110 years old. Everybody told Andy, like, come on, man, don't make this old guy go to jail for the rest of his life, you know. And he was like, man, fuck it, fuck these guys. He's like, all right, you know, I won't make this old dude go to jail for the rest of his life. The charges drop down or whatever. He's like, but fuck all of you guys, because this guy pointed a goddamn gun at me. You're gonna defend him? It's like, life, confused man. You know, it's complicated. 30 seconds. Last time I saw Pop Pop was on his 92nd birthday at the bar. We did a couple shots of whiskey. Arm slings. I don't know what it is today. I'm just rolling. My run times are a little bit slower today too. But Tim lives down in Apopka, Florida. Guess it's less than an hour away from the tournament. Oh, God. 45 seconds. It'll be nice to have a place, some people to hang out with when I'm not competing. Talk to my buddy, you know, he's got like a whole family down there. Should be able to cook breakfast, all that stuff. Instead of staying in a hotel, they can make a microwave, whatever, you know. I don't think he'll be able to come to the tournament though. I think they're restricted how many people can come. 30 seconds. Sphinx pose. All those names of Florida towns. I guess not like Miami, maybe Miami, but maybe not Orlando too, but like Apopka. You can tell like that's, sounds like some sort of a Native American thing. Like Osceola County, Apopka, I guess not Cocoa. There's a bunch of like Native American named towns and stuff down there. Like more than, I don't know, I guess I live near the Susquehanna. It was like their country, I guess. You know, they were there. That's nice that we named stuff after them. I'm part, like, just a little bit of Native American in me. I think like my dad's dad was like French and Indian or something. So I mean, it's not a ton. I think maybe there was some on my mom's side too, but maybe everybody probably has a little bit sprinkled in there. Oh, there's that Sphinx pose crack. Think about like that story of Lewis and Clark where they were traveling across the country. They were out by like Chicago squats. They ran into like some Native Americans there. Native American tradition in Chicago, I guess, was Chicago's probably a Native American thing. Name. But their tradition was to like, whenever there were strangers coming through the village, they would get all like the girls in the village, young women or whatever. All right, squats. $40. 45 seconds. 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 16. 1, 2, 89. 89. 89. Oh, but they would, the Indian people in Chicago would have, like, strangers. They would have, like, a big party or something, and they would tell the strangers, like, go off with these women, you know, go off with our women, and it's kind of smart. If you live in a little village, like, you know, everybody's gonna be cousins and stuff. Yeah, but nice. But they could tell where like Lewis and Clark were going across the country by there was, I guess, mercury was like a way to cure syphilis back then or something. And they could tell where Lewis and Clark were because there was little deposits of mercury all across the country from them like taking mercury to cure themselves and then pissing out mercury puddles. And they found a trail of mercury and they're like, oh, this is Lewis and Clark. Ah, 25 seconds. I gotta hurry up. I gotta get through this today. I gotta get to an eye doctor appointment. Like an hour and a half away from here. I'm not even gonna have time to go home and get a shower. They didn't. It's their fault. They didn't. That's still his fault. It's my fault. I don't know. They wouldn't let me get an appointment after later. So I'm gonna have to leave here and go there. Not even gonna get my post-workout smoothie. I've been grinding up coffee beans into my smoothie because you're supposed to mix coffee with cacao. And I don't really even like drinking coffee. I mean, it's okay. But I really like smoothies. So I've just been throwing in the 100% cacao powder with the coffee just directly into the smoothie. A little bit of molasses and protein powder and ice and milk and grass-fed butter. It's fucking good. Man, maybe I'll try and slip home real quick and just grab one and get out the door. Not even get a shower. It's refreshing. Oh, and I need refreshed. I'm really pushing it today. 45 seconds. Ah. 20 seconds. Fifteen. All right, one more plank. And then the abs. All right. If there was ever like a apocalypse situation, like zombies or war, or just any sort of situation like that, I would be in big trouble because I have very bad vision and I need a constant supply of contacts. I wouldn't be in as bad off as somebody like that needs insulin or something, I guess, but I cannot see anything without my contacts. I think I read that, I'm not sure about this, but I think that your eyes adjust though. So like I wonder like how would people who see as bad as I see have even survived like 500 years ago or something. Like I can't see anything without, but with my contacts I can see like totally fine. But without them I can't see at all. Like I don't even know how people would have survived back then in the old days. But I think that your eyes like adjust, like the shape of your eyes, like focus, the cone, the lens. they said that there was like a group of stars in the sky, the Seven Sisters or something. You'd know it if you saw it, if you've ever spent any amount of time looking at the sky. It's like a small little group of stars, but they would like test guys in the army to be like archers, and if you like however many stars you could see, if you could see like 7 of them or 11 of them or something, you could be an archer. But if you could only see like 1 or 3 or something like that, you got a sword. All right, today was a tough day, but that's the consistency. Stick to it and get through it.